Uncle Mark here. Welcome to the channel. Just working on a 2010 Dodge Caravan. I think it's the same from 2008 to the newest one, 2020, as long as it's a Grand Caravan. Replace one of these third light high mount. This one's been acting up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you gotta give it a hit. So show you how easy it is to put it in and take it out. Easy? Well, it's doable anyway if you have a little bit of patience. Let's see how to do it. Well, the first thing I had to do is open the hatch because there's some bolts under here. It's this guy. I believe that's a 10mm. There's that one as well on the passenger side. And then there's some other things. So first, if you have the automatic lift gate, you want to take this power arm off. This is a little cap on the end. Pop it out. It's little fingers now that are holding the whole thing together. Once you pop that out, you see how it looks? It's holding it's a ball and socket. Just give it a little pull. It's a little bit tight. There you go. It comes off. What I did is I just pushed it down into there. It just went in nice and easy. I was shocked. I worked on these two nuts, and like I say, 10mm, I believe. Use a little ratchet. There's also one on the passenger side. I guess if you're in Europe, that would be the driver's side. Left side, right side, how's that? Now, that's not it now. There's still a bunch more. I'm going to have to take this plastic covering off. Trying to figure out how is this on here. I've had it off before for other things. It's not as bad as it looks. You just have to be careful with it. I stuck my hands in behind. I'll show you a little closer. It's kind of caught a clip in here. There's clips behind as well. See the two there? Give you a little closer look. They go into the metal pieces there, to those rectangle holes. Same on the left side. It's easier to use this tool. Basically, at the top of it right there, that unclicks, and then you have to, I'll show you again. Pulled it off there. I kind of stuck my hand in. I was a little aggressive. I imagine if this plastic was really old, and it is. This is like a 12-year-old van. Got a couple pulls. You want to be gentle until you know for sure what you're doing. There's always a chance you're going to break this. So some clips in the middle as well. So once I got my hands in there, just tried to jiggle it a little bit. You want to kind of pull it straight towards you. Oh. Little piece where the automatic door lift is there was in the way. There you go. See the kind of clips? They're not super hard in there, but it's hard enough that it won't fall out. So that's where they go, and it just kind of pops out, comes towards you and pops out. The sides pop out. Hopefully that makes some sense. You see what it looks like anyway, so it's not a surprise to you. Now there's some round. See the holes here? There's one there, one there. There's a couple nuts there. There they are. They're really kind of a small, odd size. Not the oddest size I've seen. Boy, you don't want those falling in the hatch. You can give me the thumbs up if you like. Wouldn't be a bad idea right now while we're partway through. Show YouTube that you like the video. Lots more step-by-step to come here. You want to really be careful. You see, I was so scared I was going to drop them. once you drop it, it goes into nowhere land. You'll never get it back. Ask me how I know. So there's another one there. Same idea. I was trying to be very careful. The nut has a washer behind it, and it's really easy for it to stay in fall. Now, these other ones are little clips. It's just two little fingers, so you just have to squeeze them and push in. That one popped out real easy. I'll show you a little closer. So if you take a peek here, you can see on the sides there's just two little fingers. You just squeeze them in and then push. Of course, they'll easily snap back into where they were, so you might have to do that a couple times, as I had to do. Now I was trying to figure out, now how does this come out, because I've got all the nuts out, right? And it looks like I've got the clips out, but there's one last clip in the middle behind the light, closest to the XM radio antenna there. And if you get your hand in there, I figured I better take another look at it just to make sure that I understand what's going on here. There's no way to get at it that I could see. I tried moving stuff around. It's like, nope, don't even bother. So close it again. And what I needed to do was just lift up all the other clips and then pull it towards me. Not up, I just need to pull it towards me. Of course, if you push down, those little clips are going to snap back into the holes that they were in before. I'll show you what this clip that I'm fighting with looks like. Come on. Please. So everything wants to snap back in there. You know, I think I got it. So it just comes straight forward, and there it is. Or there's where it's supposed to be. It stayed into the actual hatch itself. I'll show you in a close-up here. Sure, you have the same problem. There it is there. And I don't know, maybe when you put it back in, if you pushed, you could line it up. I decided I'd try and take it out. I lost the footage on that. But you see these other clips here. They'll stay in place. And there should be one, that one. I was thinking the best thing would be for me to take the clip out of the body and put it back in. There's those bolts. We just have to unplug the light. So there's a clip there. It should just be able to snap it. Little lever on it, and this thing should unhook. My problem was, I don't know if there's just so much dirt and stuff like that. The connector wouldn't let go. So I'm pushing with one finger there, and it should just pull out. So what I did is I tried to grab the connector with the vice grips and wiggle it as I pushed on the clip. There you go, it came out. I'll give you a close-up of what the clip looks like and how it works. So this is your typical, you can see right there. Should just let go. Yeah, you don't want to hit the window. Hit it hard enough in the right angle, it could break it. That would be expensive. There's the windshield washer. It's the fluid hose, and it's like I tried to take it off, and it's like it'll just be easier. Just I don't need to take it off. I don't think so. I tried pulling it a little bit out of the hatch, a little more, and it did have a little bit of leeway. It's pretty short, but I was able to stretch it enough. This is a 5.5 millimeter socket. I think it's the same socket we used to get the other bolts off. I used it with this thumb wrench, and it's like, oh, it would have been a good idea if I had an extension on it. So what I ended up doing is just, I went and grabbed a ratchet and an extension, because they are tight. They're just going into plastic, but they're kind of, they've rusted because the bolts are metal. So I just used a ratchet on this with an extension. My 5.5 millimeter. You'd be amazed how many bolts are on this fan that are 5.5 millimeter. Just little stuff like this. And it's good to use the ratchet because they were tight. And they also were kind of corroded, so you really have to kind of push on the socket to get it to slip over the this bolt. But I got it out. Well, you got to figure this vehicle is older already. Got this side off as well. So you know how to take it off, not a big deal. And just pull the light out. The light actually only goes in one way. We'll show you. It's angled. That's it. I think I'm going to try and do a video taking this apart. I'm putting a new one in just to show what's inside and how it's not really fixable. If I do, I'll put a link up in the description somewhere in this video. Probably towards the very end. So you can see, it's hard to see, but these are the LEDs. They're just little guys. This is in the new one. In the old one, the LEDs were a lot bigger. And I thought, this isn't going to be very bright, but no. It seems nice and bright. These are, what, 12-year newer design? I just bought an aftermarket one, fairly reasonable. I'll put a link in the description below as to where I got it. Maybe a few other links. I was happy with it. I'm glad I didn't spend twice as much or 3 times as much. Well, that's totally up to you. Like I say, it only goes in the one way. Put those bolts back in. And then this guy, I tried prying it off on this lower part and it ended up breaking. And that's where it's going to go into there. So somehow I had trouble with my camera as I was shooting this. So as you can see, I don't actually have that clip in there, but let's pretend it is in. Hopefully you don't break it taking it out. And then screw this back in. The reason why I'm using vice grips is because this is reversed video, because for some reason my camera was acting up. But I figured, well, let's at least show you. You can do it with your fingers. It only goes in one way. And there's one of the bolts there, another bolt there. The nuts are going to go on. So you want to try and line it all up. So there's quite a few of them. So you got one on that end and one on this end. Those are those bolts that come through. And then there's a couple of plastic clips that fit in. And there's a cup and one in the middle there too. And then there's 2 more bolts that will hang out. Once you got it all lined, give it a little tap. Should snap in. Wouldn't have hurt it just to check the light once you hooked it up, just to make sure it works. I did that off camera, just in case you got a bad light or there's some other problem. Put the nuts back in. And again, you got to be really careful not to lose them. Once you lose them, you'll never get them back. You'll have to take the one you didn't lose, and either you'll hopefully have one in your little bolt bin, or you'll have to go to a parts store, maybe just a hardware store, and see if you can get it. I'm sure it's a metric thread. Some of those places actually have little places where you can try and screw your bolt into or nut into, and it'll show you if it's metric or not. Now this one again, I had to put where that arm opens to the hatch. Try and pop that in first. Easier said than done. Be nice to have an extra set of hands. This thing's flopping around everywhere. And then try and pop those clips back in. And then the sides, of course. Snap that in and then snap the top. Should be good, huh? Do the same with the other side, and you're done. Oh, better not forget, if you have the power lift gate, you'll want to put the little power shock back on. It should just snap on. Give it a whack. Then you have those little claws, that little plastic piece that snaps on there. That guy with the little fingers. That holds everything together so it doesn't fall out. It's easy to put in if you're not holding the camera in one hand. Snaps in. Close her up. I'll show you it working. And there you go. Success. I don't know what I saved myself. You know me, probably saved myself $100. Well, that's going to do it for the video, showing you how to replace this brake light. You may be wondering, why couldn't you just get bulbs for it? Well, I'm going to put a link right here. I don't know if it's there yet or not, when I get a chance to take this apart and show you for sure why you can't replace these bulbs. Not cheaply anyway. If you like the video, why not give me the thumbs up? If you haven't already, you can subscribe down in the corner as well. And don't forget right here, just above the big circle, we've got a playlist on this Grand Caravan. It should cover, like say, most of them. There might be some little differences depending on what model and what engine you have. That's going to do it for this episode. You stay safe. Nice having you with us for the last, 15 minutes or so. Until next time, Uncle Mark's saying bye-bye for now. Remember to be safe. Your safety is your responsibility and should be priority number one. Also, give me the thumbs up if you like the video. Plus, please subscribe and you'll get all the notifications. It's easy. The little dog will show you how. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Darn wires. Great. Just to show you, the bulbs aren't